The Hunjo. Hey everybody. All right, hey, you know, I got to get to the point here. Cut to the chase. Give you the skinny. So my GoPro battery's probably almost dead. I was out. I haven't had enough riding time lately, barely any. But the last time I was out, I had a lot on my mind, and I got to the apogee of my ride and realized, hey, no SIM card. Yeah. So I did what is really difficult for a lot of motovloggers, and that is just shut up and enjoy the ride. And you know, it wasn't half bad. But the half that was bad was forgetting my SIM card, but the ride was not bad at all. Let's see, let's talk today about Metallica, okay? Well, anyway, let's get to it. So I had a friend, two friends, whose wives kind of conspired to send them, what's up, buddy? To send them to see Metallica at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. And well, it was 3 tickets. And so they put their brains together and said, you know, who else might like to see Metallica? Or they asked, you know, 5, 6, 7 different people who couldn't make it that night. But at any rate, I was able to tag along. And it was a spectacular show. It was night 2 of the set. So they're doing 2 night excursions here, and they don't repeat any songs from their catalog. So the first night, the opening bands were Pantera. I don't know whoever's left. Are they still? Anyway, Pantera and Mammoth. You know Mammoth, Wolfgang Van Halen. Man, what a show that must have been, right? But we weren't there on the first night. We were there on the second night. And so it was a band I've never heard of. Forgive me, I'll have to look them up. It's like Ice 9 something, whatever. And I gotta say, it seems like that was the preferable opening band. However, we had massive thunderstorms, and so we're walking over to the stadium from the parking lot, and we got stuck in this underground tunnel for 1 hour and 1/2. And while we waited for the lightning to subside, because of course Gillette Stadium is an open air stadium. What's up, dudes? And so they axed that band, and we got to see a little bit of Five Finger Death Punch. Five Finger Death Punch is a good band, and it's some pretty basic rock and roll, some pretty basic metal. And they enthusiastically performed their set and had a great time. They got dumped on. They were soaking wet, and really they played their hearts out, and the fans were 100% on board with Five Finger Death Punch. So though I haven't really sought them out to listen to, I did enjoy their set. They had a really good sound and you know, really good balance, considering they were in a stadium, a football stadium, American football, pigskin. And then, you know, after a break of some time, Metallica came on, and because of the rain delay, pardon me, they just plowed through their set, and it was spectacular. It really was. You think, second night of a 2-night thing, and they're not repeating any songs. Hope they didn't play all their good ones night 1. And I'll tell you what, well, you've been around as long as Metallica has. They got a lot of good ones, right? And so it was really not in any way disappointing, except for the rain delay. And they played right up until they had to not play anymore, I think, because of town ordinances and whatnot. So they kind of squeezed out the maximum. They played their full set, and you know, it was pretty good. You go online and look at some things there. You know, like it was a concert in the round. Sorry, I'm talking fast to try to beat my battery here. Battery, which was not one of the songs we heard, although it's one of my favorites. Yeah, so it was in the round. So they had their like snake pit or whatever they call it was in the middle, the fans. And then what was cool is they had 4 drum risers, none of which you could see. But one by one, you know, one would rise up in one part of the round, You know, Lars would kind of burn through a bunch of songs, and then that one would disappear into the stage, and a new kit would rise up somewhere else in the round. Yeah, come on out. And it was really cool, and everybody got a good chance to see the entirety of the band, and they're pretty mobile. I mean, they're all in pretty good shape, so they did a lot of pacing around, a lot of walking around, so everybody got to get a pretty good view. It was awesome. I will say 2 out of 4 of the band members were absolutely flawless and on fire. That would be James Hetfield and Robert Trujillo. Kirk Hammett was really very good, and I'll leave it at that. Shall I leave it at that? And you know, but it was a really good show. They seemed to be having a blast on stage, and yeah, it's funny when you get sober, you know, like James Hetfield has, it gets a little easier to have a blast doing things that are a lot of fun, such as playing concerts in front of a bazillion people. So it was a really great experience, and the sound, I don't know, I expected really poor sound, you know, in an outdoor American football stadium, but the sound was very good, and yeah, I was not disappointed by anything, except for the exit strategy of Gillette Stadium, and everybody should spam whoever's in charge mercilessly until they come up with a better plan. But my friend lived like basically 2 right turns from the stadium. Take a right, 10 minutes, you're in his driveway. But nope, they sent everybody left for 2 hours. So our 10-minute drive took 2 hours. They did not allow a turn in either direction for several miles. So super disappointing. They got to work on that. There must be a better exit strategy for a stadium of that size. And considering they had 500 state police cruisers around with their drivers. So, you know, who all, I feel like they did, you know, security, police, stadies, all did a really great job. A couple of arrests right off the rip. Yeah, people leaving in ambulances before the show started because they, you know, kind of pre-gamed a little too hard, you know, but it was a safe, I think I never once felt unsafe, and even